everybody, Dauntless here, and welcome back to The Last Door. Now, you might remember that this game does its own recap of the last episode, but just in case you forgot, and obviously it will say, I got buried alive, which is definitely not the most comfortable experience you could ever have. So let's just jump right into it, not skipping around too much. Welcome to Episode 3, The Witness. Previously on The Last Door. After the death of his old friend Anthony, Devitt decides to travel to the school they both attended in the outskirts of Aberdeen, which is in Scotland. In his search, Devitt meets his old teacher, Father Ernest. He also remembers the experiment they all attempted many years back, which had terrible consequences. I can tell because, you know, Father Ernest turned into a nut. Then truth is revealed. Father Ernest worships the eye of the bird, a vision resulting from the experiment. He killed many people trying to replicate its results. With the help of the groundskeeper Willie. Those who saw the eye back then he calls the four witnesses. When discovered, Ernest immolates himself. Finally, Ernest's servant knocks Devitt out and buries him alive. All is darkness. All is cold. All is silence, except for your breathing! Oh, hey! This grave is much more spacious than I thought. Theme song guy! Oh my! Apparently, I have been either rescued or some rather strange, mysterious affairs are going on. Make sure to add in the little finger wiggles. It was about this time that I was totally hooked on this game, by the way, because at this point, I knew I was dealing with something that had a very, very well thought out storyline. Sometimes you get like the first episode and then you can tell they were trying to tack something on after that, but this was really well done. Ooh, it's windy. Hey, it's like North Dakota, but with more trees. It's a younger Devitt.
Jeremiah, we must talk. With your mother deceased, arrangements have to be made regarding your upbringing. A man in my position and responsibility can't take the time to look after a young boy. First thing in the morning, you will depart for Scotland. I am sending you to study at the St. Gull boarding school in Aberdeen. You need not bother to write, as I will not have time to read your letters. Woof! There's a nice dad for you!
Jeremiah's just sitting there going, you jerk! Oh my goodness. That's a nice guy right there. I'm gonna send you away, and please don't write. Still no letters for you, Devitt. Please do not persist in any further. Sheesh. How is this guy not even more messed up? I mean, I guess he did, like, decide to engage in some sort of experiment involving experimental drugs that opened up a portal into hell, or whatever alternate dimension. Pleased to meet you, my new classmates. And who is that? Him? Oh, that's just Devitt. Pay him no mind, he's a little odd. Interesting. And that's, Anthony! Hello, I'm Anthony. Anthony Beechworth. This is my first term here. I've only just arrived. I hope we can be friends. Wow! That's a nice guy! Just walks up. I hope we can be friends. I mean, obviously, you know, it depends on the tone of voice. I'm making him sound like a really nice guy, which I'm sure he was. But sometimes, you know, you get people like that and they're like, I hope you can be friends. Kind of like a sarcastic kind of thing. Ooh, I'm on my face. Is that blood? I guess we'll see. What? What is happening? No, I can't look at it. A shiver runs down my spine when I look at what could have been my eternal deathbed. Yeah, it's definitely not the most pleasant place to die. I'm not feeling so good. He's moving slow. My head is pounding. I feel so weak and thirsty. If I don't drink water soon, I will faint. Dear Lord, where am I? Eyes close, ears muffle, and voices hush in the land that loves silence. Reminds me of the Sound of Silence song by Simon and Garfunkel. The light coming in from outside is dazzling. I'm gonna guess that feels more like it's blinding him because he's been in the dark so long. So not like a, it's so dazzling and wonderful. Of course, that could be it. You know, if I was locked in a coffin for however long this guy was, I'd feel pretty dazzled by seeing some light. Wow, he just hit the crap end of town. I'm in a city. Is it Aberdeen? How could I have escaped? I can't see anything beyond this wall but the dark facades of buildings on the far side. I'm curious how you can see anything over top of the wall at all. Ooh, I just found my way to Whitechapel. Kid! Young man, could you please tell me where I am? Oh, well, thank you for the help. Watercress for sale! Please, sir, could you give me some water? This ain't a charity, Toff. I only sell to paying customers, so cough up or get out. Sheesh. I'm just asking for water. Is the stuff, like, not free around here? There's a cop blocking the alley. I won't be able to pass until this has been moved. I could try moving it. An indigent in ragged clothing sits leaning against the brickwork. Indigent, basically a homeless guy, or a rundown, a slummy. The young man sleeps under a filthy blanket. Stained and threadbare sheets struggle to dry in the muggy air. This place is, like, really run down. Although, it does say it's a little more like London, I think. A young woman suffers difficulty breathing. Horse meat for sale! Horse meat? Please, I need water. Get out of there, drunk! I'm not drunk, I was in a coffin! Wait a minute. That's weird, that little black line doesn't look like it's connected to this, but it is. There's a man staring at me from amidst the crowd. Something in his countenance seems strange to me. But it's not attached to that, but it does pass in front of Devitt. Well, I guess. I guess you couldn't really. It looks like it is anyway. Well, fine, just walk off then. Please, ma'am, could you tell me where I am? I don't know where you're at. Why, this is the old Nickel Street Rookery, a darker, more decrepit place like never there was. But that's in London. Aha! How could I have arrived in this slum? I guess I can say I've already played this, but at the same time, I haven't actually, I don't remember as much about this episode, because I played mostly the first two, and I ran through this a couple times, and then the second season was where I really was focused, because that was so cool. The stench from the sewer drain is nauseating. From the pipe flows grimy water full of soot. Ah, well, beggars can't be choosers.
The water's foul odor is repulsive, but I am overcome with thirst. Yum, 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 yum. I don't intend to drink it again. It had an awful taste. Oh, well, I guess it's true what they say. Don't drink the water. I thought we learned that in Space Quest 1. I must have fainted. It is dangerous to be an old nickel at night. I shall make my way out as quickly as possible. Yeah, it makes sense to me. Okay, that grate is still closed, so... As I remember, the thing moved. This place really does look like crap. Ah! Herr Dr. Wakefield is here to see you, mein Herr. Shot him in, Hess. They're German. Nice. It is about your patient, is it not? There is no trace of him. He hasn't shown up for the last few sessions. I have been to his house, of course. His landlady assured me he went on a trip weeks ago, and he hasn't come back home. He kept the destination to himself. Then it is happening as I feared. What do you mean? I'm sorry, my dear friend. I first thought of this when you described your sessions with Herr Devitt, but I didn't want to upset you without need, as I hoped for the best. Now I am afraid my suspicions could be true. There are some things that I have to verify first, so I promise that I will contact you as soon as I have learned anything important. Please, Herr Doctor, it is of the utmost importance that no one else knows of this matter. You have my total discretion. Oh, so this is the guy that in episode 2, at the very start, episode 3, the 4 witnesses. Okay, it's not the witnesses, the 4 witnesses, I'm sorry. In the first episode, you're talking to your psychologist. That's your psychologist. This is the specialist. And apparently the specialist knows more about this than we thought. I feel like I have been walking these streets for hours. Surely I must be close to finding my way out of this labyrinth. Okay, can't go down there, so I can't go back. So thankfully I don't have to backtrack too much. Let's go upstairs. These look nice. Wait a minute. I wonder how it got in my pocket. What have I got in my pocket? The 4 witnesses, number 4. It's a play? One of the faces scratched out. A ticket to see a play called The 4 Witnesses. A rusty old oil lamp sits empty in the corner.
No, it does not belong to anybody. You're welcome to take it if you like. I'm not sure what good it'll do without any oil, though.
Well, I'll just take that then, because, you know... Though the embers look as though they'll be soon extinguished, its meager warmth is welcome.
Do you hear them? It's the crows searching for the moans of the weak and dying. They're calling to each other. They must have found something.
These streets are so confusing to navigate. I'm afraid I have lost my way. Could you direct me out?
Yes, lost one. I can give you direction. I have been gifted with the second sight.
Really?
I can peer deep into your past and unwind the tapestry of your fate. Would you like me to close my eyes so yours may be opened?
I haven't a penny to pay you.
Money is no matter here. Come close to me now. The walker, you've embarked upon a great journey, but this path has been walked by you before. You step in your own footprints inside a circle of fire.
Oh, well, thank you.
The mask, empty eyes stare at you with a voiceless mouth calls you. Its lips twist and snarl with what has been seen, what is still to be seen. You think it is a stranger's face, but it is your own.
Oh, that's really pleasant.
The dying star, you lost your guide. You follow the stream but do not know where it goes. You think you have escaped, but actually you are getting closer and closer.
I don't understand. What does it all mean?
I can't unpick these uns. The threads you've woven in destiny are too tight, child. But you will, oh yes, you will. It is not for me to say, but for you to discover. Remember that in the fog, we see only what is closest to us. The bird remains in the distance. If you wish to leave, you must follow the path of the bird. No more direction can I give.
Pardon me, I must go and find somebody less insane.
You will need a map to guide your steps. Farewell.
Wonderful.
Oh, hi, it's you! Get over here! Get back here!
It's very dark. I don't dare go on. Well, thank goodness I have a lantern. I just need to get oil for it. Okay, I'm not going to go out into the mist yet, because I do remember how that works. Okay, what's up here? The boarded up window of a rundown house dust smears the glass, preventing me from seeing the interior. Well, let's go barge on in anyway. Ooh! Lunch! Cuts of rancid meat lies discarded on the butcher's block. Ah, cook it right up, it'll be fine. A metal plate is planted in the wall. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was a bolt hole. What? The remains of a horse hang by a hook affixed to the wall. Its blood drains, seeping into the floorboards. Well, at least we know where the guy gets his meat! Okay, that's these two. This one's all three. What's this one? Okay. Nope. There we go. I am smart! I guarantee you that I'm not, like, I have not memorized how to solve all the, like, puzzles like that. I don't have the ability to remember that kind of stuff. I can figure it out on the fly pretty darn well, but I have absolutely no memory for some of this type of stuff. Like, algorithms and numbers. Like, my memory for numbers and stuff is terrible. But I do remember pictures and stuff really well, so... yeah, pictures and sounds. Rusted out drums. Empty. Well, that's useless for me. A bottle of gin. It's empty, but it may be of some use. I'll take it! This machine is old and in disrepair. It appears to be some sort of filtering machine. Despite its condition, it seems to have been used just recently. Okay, that's all the same thing. Man, that's a big old machine. It's a glass essencer. Liquids are poured into the top, and then impurities removed from it through a valve at the bottom. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know they had those back in this time period. This is what, the 1800s? Yeah, this is Holmes' time, so this is back in like late 1800s, maybe mid to late. I know it's before World War I, because Holmes, I remember, was before that. You may keep my miserable kingdom, you may keep my spike-encrusted jewels. Stay there as you will, and stare into my eyes. I am a shadow's shadow, and I will not disappoint. That doesn't even rhyme! Rats. The letters seem to have been inscribed with an oily grime. It reads rats. I'm not sure if it's a warning or an exclamation. The sewer is flooded here with an ankle-deep pool of water. Patches of oil swirl on its surface. I collected some of the oily water in my gin bottle. Well, the gate is latched shut. I can't open it from this side. You know, the cool thing about this is there really isn't a lot of areas to look around. It's just rubbish, rotten scraps of food and discarded papers. So it's not like I'm gonna start having problems with this huge map. The glass is fogged over, but for a handprint left on the surface. That's weird. A handprint? Oh, right. I don't need to be in there yet. I need to go get that There it is. I need to get the lantern working, which I think I can use this oil. A layer of oil coats on the water. So I could probably get the oil out with this thing. Like, stuff like this I do remember. I will admit, I do remember these kind of, like, larger grade puzzles. But, like, the turn this so that it turns these two and whatever. Yeah. That's a little different. I don't remember those as well. I pour the contents of the bottle into the essence here. The oil floats on the surface. When I open the valve, I will drain the water until all the water has been removed. Or it's you taking a leak. That's it. I've extracted all the water. I fill the lamp with oil. I hope it will be enough to last the night. Okay. Well, cool! Now I can go check out that dark and foreboding house where I totally won't run into anything that could kill me. Actually, here's the thing. After playing Space Quest, and I just finished Space Quest 5, I'm used to everything trying to kill me. In this game, nothing is actually going to kill you, at least as far as I know. I haven't died yet in this game. Oh, I need to light it, which, by the coals, by the lady. I haven't died yet, so I don't think there really is any way to actually die in this game. You might get an unfavorable ending, but it isn't going to kill you off. An old worn-out coat hangs on the rack. In one of its pockets is a pair of gloves. Nice! I guess I didn't remember the gloves. This portrait of a gentleman with a distant look seems vaguely familiar. Maybe it's one of the ones from the house back in episode 1. An old bottle of Saint Emilion Grand Cru is covered with dust. Okay. Let's look out here first, and then I'll worry about... I think I see something on the other side of the window, but from here I can't distinguish what it is. Mold covers the wood stacked in this shed. Extra burning material? Judging by the resin oozing on the surface of this tree trunk, it appears to have been recently chopped down. The resin is thick and sticky liquid. I can't just pick it up with my hands. You're not gonna try! Darn it. The door is locked. I can't even move it. Can't even look at the building. Oh, there! The walls of the mausoleum are crumbled with age. Alright. A bright meadow. The picture has faded to a dull color. This looks like the first house. Now my eyes focus on the gloom. I can see that the person sitting on the bed is an elderly woman. She's just dressed up as a young girl for some reason. She appears not to hear or see me from here. I will need to get closer if I am to explain myself. Oh, really? Let's just go walk right on up to this here person dressed strangely and not at all insane. My reflection stares back at me through the grime. A portrait of a beautiful young dancer. An old wardrobe. The wardrobe is locked. There is something amongst the embers. I can't put my hand in it or I will burn myself. It's a spherical piece of metal. A doorknob?
No, I don't want to dance or sing anymore. It's enough for today. I want my lemonade. I want to play.
Actually, madam, I'm afraid I've never met you before. I don't know who you are.
Don't you recognize me?
No, madam. I'm afraid I do not. I'm very sorry.
No, no, not at all. It's fine. It's been a while since I last performed, I suppose. But don't you forget it. I'm the great little catty, singer, dancer, the golden girl of London's music halls.
If you say so. I want to get out of this place.
Hide and seek. Oh, I do love games. I go to the fog when I want to get away. Daddy won't find me there, you see. In the fog there are no faces.
I'm looking for a gentleman. He's well dressed with red hair. Do you know him? He led me to this place. Oh, the guy I'm following. That's right.
No, Father. I have been practicing the latest...
Practicing spelled wrong.
Practicing the latest repertoire as you ordered. I have behaved very well today, haven't I? Let's play. Now stand next to the fireplace and count to 3.
March 8th, 1843. Don't worry, we'll play just as soon as I read your diary, all your personal information. Ha 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 ha! I'm exhausted. Father made me rehearse today for 8 hours. By the end, the music wavered with his trembling hands. It's still a long time for the day of the show, but he insisted that everything be perfect. One more song, he said, over and over. March 21st, 1843. Well, great, we got another person who's going totally mad. And I don't think this guy was involved with the whole thing. It's like this whole area is just going nuts. Father got really mad at me, and he started to shout when, after many hours of rehearsal, I said that I wanted to get out and play a little bit in the street. More and more he is upset with rehearsing, with concerts with perfection. April 3rd. Am I not the one who earns the money to feed us? Am I not the one people from all over to see and admire? Is my name not the one printed on all the posters? My name, the dolls for sale at the theatre entrance. They have my likeness, my dress, and my beautiful hair. I should be the one who makes the decisions. April 21st. One more song. Yes, one more. A last song for you, Papa. Woo, there's a sudden change of interest.
1, 2, 3. What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
You're right there. I can see you.
1, 2, 3. What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
Hi, sir. And she looks younger.
1, 2, 3. What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
This is not the same place. I'm not going to close my eyes anymore. Maybe it'll go back to normal.
1, 2, 3. What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
Why don't you tell her the time, Mr. Wolf? One more song. Apparently, he died. I think she went nuts and killed him. What in the blazes just happened? My head, it's pounding. And where did she go? The pile of things on the floor after Catty's disappearance. There is a mask. Seems a little broken. It's a porcelain mask. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. It broke when it fell. The distorted features. There's a grotesqueness to them. I don't like to look at it. And look underneath the mask, a photograph. Ah, this must be when she was in the height of her performance. It has a note, Little Catty Show. There is a girl lit up by spotlight in a music hall singing to live piano. The wardrobe is locked. Okay. Okay. The sitter is a strikingly beautiful young woman. Her features are sharp and aristocratic. Well, at least something funny up ahead. Or somebody going nuts. A portrait of a middle-aged man. He seems troubled. I'd be troubled too if my picture was in here. The man in the picture has a quite hypnotic gaze. Alright, what's so funny? The doorknob is missing. Thank goodness I found one. Wooden planks are blocking the window. I can only see part of the outdoors. A big wall mirror. It's so covered in dust that I can't recognize my face, though. Don't worry, I'm right with ya! Alright. The laughter is coming from behind the curtains. I can faintly see the outline of a figure on the other side. It's a porcelain doll with lifelike proportions. The face has been removed, leaving her featureless, but its wig shines brightly, as though of human hair. Oh, that's not disturbing. Well, let's just take it then! With the hair removed, the doll is even more unsettling. The record is scratched. It's repeating on loop. That changed. Well, he's back to laughing. At least he's happy now. What? I'm sorry. I'm gonna get... It has finally stopped. I'm out of here, dude. Laters! Excuse me. Oh, great. Another person. A painting of a beautiful young lady with a peaceful expression. She looks like one of Raphael's angels. No, no. The wallpaper is torn. Paper bound up in a roll. It seems to be a discarded musical score. A rolled up score of music. There's so many deletions and corrections that it's impossible to read. A tailor's mannequin. Why is it beside the window? Oh, this is what I saw when I was down in the courtyard. No, no, no! Did I not pray enough? Have I not written faithfully every last note you screwed into me? Middle C up to A, measure, G up to C, tied, F, second violin, bar 2, middle C up to A, double note E, G, C. No! This was supposed to be our masterpiece. Viola C up an octave and then up to G. What? What? Who do you think you are? Are you blind, man? Can't you see that I am creating the angel's voice? The work. C to A, an octave higher, a fragile voice flutters around the strophe. No, 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 no. Hands swallow you. Laugh at you. I lost it again. Are you all right, sir? My inspiration, too, is lost, quite lost. In the fog, the notes moan, just Who is she? Oh, beautiful Daphne, the best soloist that a composer could have, the voice of an angel. What made my music possible? She would stand there by the window, the wind caressed her cheeks, it danced in the golden hair, her dress glowed like an ember in the dusk sun. What happened to her? I don't know if I want to know this. She was very delicate, like a flower in the desert, like a petal in the storm. The sickness, it just swept her away. Her voice, my God, her voice, it came from heaven. She was the angel of my music. Is that kind of like the Phantom of the Opera? You are my angel, come to me, angel of music. All right. The mausoleum outside the house. Is that what Daphne is, buried? That's right. I have visited her many nights, and I've even slept beside her on the cold, wet stone floor. Which isn't disturbing at all. I'm following a man, though come to think of it, maybe he is following me? He has a red beard and wears a cape. I sometimes find this man, too, among my notes. I feel him close to me at times. Please, I need to get out of this place.
You asked me for words, but words are betrayers. They're dirty. Music, just music remains beautiful, but it's a prisoner inside all of us. We must set it free. I can't help you now, not until my work is finished. My work is the important thing. She was my only inspiration.
I must go.
Let music and singing surround you, my man.
I guess to a certain point I can kind of get what he's saying there. I've always thought that music...
No.
Silence. Okay, so if I complete that, maybe the hair, maybe everything will work. I've always felt that music is more important than people give it credit for. Good music. This cage must have housed a huge bird, and only a feather remains. If I blow through the paper roll, maybe I can manage to make the feather fly. I will just say for the record, it took me forever to figure that out. I got it. It's a big black feather with some gray spots on the base. It looks like the lyrics to a song entitled The Last Song for You. The verses are scrawled so poorly as to make them illegible. This piano is so dusty, I dare say it hasn't been played in years. I wonder if it still works. Something is preventing one of the keys from depressing. There was a key hidden under the key. Ah! How poetic! I'm gonna go check on that lady's room. There's an elegant scarlet party dress inside. Ah, like on the picture inside the room. Now I'm pretty sure I just need to get the face fixed. The mask. Give me my face! Sorry, movie reference for those of you who actually know what I'm talking about. Actually, more of like a comic book reference. I managed to coat the feather with resin. I have stuck the pieces together with the resin. This face, it reminds me of a girl from one of the paintings. Ah, this place is normal. But seriously, like, I'm trying... See, here's my problem. The only thing I have to say about this game. So far, whatever is going on has only affected the main character or the people who are involved with it and kind of where they've been hanging out. This is like in the building. So I'm trying to figure out why it's having such an effect here. And I guess maybe I forget something from later on. Maybe it explained it and I don't remember it. But I still am just like, why is this area so messed up? And it's not just this house. It seems like the whole area is just totally messed up. Yes, just right. It looks more and more like the young woman in the painting.
Daphne, you're back! Are you a figment of my melancholic mind? Are you the ghost of my dying music?
Let's just go with that.
No, it doesn't matter because you are with me again, and I now know exactly how to compose my masterpiece.
Well, I'm glad.
Please take my violin. Now that I have completed my work, I no longer have a use for it. It needs to be with her. Go to the mausoleum and place the violin where her heart lies. The angel of my music will guide you. Here, take the key to the mausoleum, my friend.
Well, now that I've gotten everything I need, laters!
Let the music and singing surround you, my man. Look for Sumerg.
Who?
Moto adagio, first violin crochet. The middle note, right?
I'm out of here. Weird. And again, like I don't remember as much about this game as I do about Space Quest because I've only played through the entire thing maybe twice at the most. I just remember how amazing it was. But I do remember the storyline is very good. right now I'm having the question of where in the world, why this area is so messed up. Unless somebody who lived here was totally affected by whatever's going on.
Here lies an angel. Great pity must be felt for those who did not hear her. Pity for those not blessed by her naive grace, not shaken by her heavenly voice, trembling their souls into divine ascendance. Here lies Daphne. God rest her soul. That's odd. A trail of soil leads from the sarcophagus to this hole. Was the coffin transported through here? I can't see anything through these dirty window panes. It's locked.
Okay, it's locked. Can I get through here now? What was that? Maybe I can see something if I look into the keyhole. Oh, that's a good idea! Darkness there, and nothing more. I'm sorry, I'm not interested. I don't want to buy any vacuums, life insurance, or alternate life plans right now. What was that? It's a knocking. I'm not sure if you've heard that before, but trust me, I think everybody's at least gotten one knock on their door. Oh, right! Let's just walk right in! After seeing that, I'm gonna walk in there. You know what? Bookshop, the great god Pan. I'm just gonna do it. Do I need to do this right now? I think I can wait. I gotta find the sarcophagus, and I think it's here. I hear a woman's voice in the distance. It sounds as if she's singing a lullaby. Do not fall asleep. Well, I'll try not to. With the lullaby playing and everything. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. Oh, that's a nice song. There's a note partly obscured by mud. I mustn't fall asleep. I hear them crawling. I hear them gnawing. Rats. Too many of them. They know I'm here. I mustn't fall asleep. They stalk me, coming closer and closer. I can see their blood-red eyes glimmering in the darkness. I mustn't fall asleep. What kind of rats are these things? Because I've owned enough pet rats to know that, they're not exactly quite that evil. A pile of ragged clothes caked with mud and full of holes. Okay, apparently somebody died. Yep, here we go, the tree. The dead roots of a once great tree fill the cavernous sewer. A strange green moss covers its surface, and there is a great crack along its length. The violin has disappeared amongst the roots, as if swallowed up. The trunk seems to be expanding. That noise came from above. Okay. Ah. Even after playing this, there are still parts that creep me out. Like, I think in the next episode, it, like, ratchets the whole creepy factor up a whole massive amount. A lot of dusty books. Anatomy, history, science. With the help of River, the knight The naiad Daphne hid from sun in the shadowy mists. She changed her skin for strong bark, so her heart was forever concealed, her dance frozen in the rustle of 1,000 leaves. Something about this Daphne. Isn't Daphne the name of one of the queens or princesses in one of those old, like, medieval fairy tales? Or was it Daphne, the Lady of the Lake, that gave Excalibur to King Arthur? Something to look up. Books with unpronounceable names and dead languages. Well, that's just a little more like Lovecraft than I want to admit. Myths and legends this time. Norse tales, Greek, ancient Sumerian, others that I don't recognize. Some of these scripts I've never seen. Okay, I was curious if I could look at those things up there. Well, hi, sir! A painting of an old factory. I guess someone was really attached to the place. I beg your pardon, sir, if I have startled you. What are you doing here, sitting in the dark? Why, I am reading these marvelous books. In the dark? But how can you see the words without any light? That is the only way to see them, really. That is, if you want to see the words on the other side of the page. The words from the shadows. Shadow always hides from the light, you know, so they can only be read in darkness. Are you the owner of this bookshop? Oh, goodness, no. The bookshop doesn't belong to anyone. Not since I found it here. I'm just a guest, an explorer of these ancient tomes. Have you seen a man pass this way? He is red-haired, tall, and wears a cape. Oh, yes, I know of whom you speak. I see him here from time to time, perusing the books. He would pick one off the shelf, glance at it, and put it back. He and I never spoke, though. Why do you ask? I see him sometimes, but he slips away whenever I try to meet him. I feel as if he is guiding me towards something. That may be so. We each have our own white rabbit to lead us through lost places. Can you tell me which books the man perused? Let me think. Ah, yes. I recall him looking at unexplored places of the Empire. An excellent tome, very revealing and very rare. This bookshop is very fortunate to have a copy in his collection. I'm not sure what it is now, but I am sure it can't be far. Pardon the interruption, sir. I will leave you to your reading. It's very quiet. A large collection of books. Well, I can see that. Ooh. Oh, I found the tree. The tree is grown. Look, there's the coffin. Some of the branches have crashed through the window and into the street. On the ground lies a book entitled The Songs of Zai-La. The page to which it was open has been torn out, but the remaining fragment identifies a song titled The Search for Simurgh. The window has been broken by the tree's branches and its sudden growth. Intense rays of light stream into the bookshop. The remains of a coffin. It looks like it was burst from the inside. So this has Daphne here. So this potentially is Daphne, the tree. A book lies on the floor. Its spine reads, Unexplored Places of the Empire. A page has been marked. The Place of the Eternal Fog. Also known as Zai-La, it is a unique bay in the east of... Oh, the page is torn out. East of Balashwar, near the jungles of Bengala. It is surrounded by tall, snow-capped mountains, usually covered in mist. The Mountains of Madness! The waters of the bay are very dangerous and rarely visited. Ah, the Bay of Innsmouth! Okay, so, I gotta find that page. I guess I'll just meander nice and slowly through this building, leave this man to reading in the dark. The whole idea of this game is one of my favorite things, and mostly because, for me personally, I've always loved the idea that books are more powerful than almost anything else. And that could just be me, but I've always it's just one of those things where I'm like, books are fantastic, and you can get so much information. I've read Lovecraft, I've read the Iliad, I've read Moby Dick, I've read a lot of very large books, lots of books, and I'll always be one of those people where, even nowadays, I've slowed down a lot of my reading. I'll always, look forward to reading a really good story. And I think the most recent ones I have read are I've reread a lot of H.P. Lovecraft, and it's just fantastic. Just the guy's writing style is amazing. Except for Mountains of Madness. I've never liked that book. Like, I know that a lot of people love it, and I apologize to anybody if I'm offending you for saying it, but I got bored out of my mind. And I might try it again, because I've only tried it like once before. But I feel like he describes the mountains just a little too much. I get he wants to build up these mountains, but after a while, I'm like, there's a little bit of action where they find the dead camp and all this, and they find all the issues, but then it's always, it's bookended by just gargantuan amounts of description of the mountains, and it's just a little too much for me. Anyway, moving on. The branches twist and twine all over the brick wall. They have a strange viscosity, as if subtly pulsing. Branches and vine burst out of the wall. There is a parchment captured in them. On the page is a strange poem. First into the wind they sought for the king. Okay, this is a key here. But lost were the birds. They wept in suffering and flew to the sea, compelled by a need. They found their silence. Their quest was complete. Winds, birds, sea, and silence. Birds, sea, and silence. Because I'll show you what this all... Oh, hi! Hi there! Just standing right there. Well, there we go. Let's follow this dude into the mist. We're looking for wind. That's crickets. That's wind. Birds. Birds are a big part of this game, I've noticed. Whoa! It's almost like the mist is a portal into another dimension, like... That's something that Lovecraft did a lot. Is weird things are actually portals into other realms. So this could be Xylaw, whatever that is. There's the birds. Sea. This is a very well done atmospheric section. Now here's the sea. And here's why. It's not just about, the smog and everything. It's the silence. All you hear are the sounds. The lack of music. This is one of those areas where a lack of music really does bring out more of an intensity. If you watch some horror movies, and I know there's even some suspense movies where it's like, dun, every time something scary happens. They want to have some massive sound to like shock you. But sometimes, like with this right here, it's the silence that really gets you. And that's fantastic. Got an achievement, the short path, because I got through it the first time without mistakes. But that's because, obviously, I kind of knew what I was doing. Well, it's also because I'm just that damn awesome. Ha ha! Actually, I'll admit that the first time I did this, I did not get through it easily the first time. There he is. Your ticket, please. You mean this? Thank you. Please come in. The four witnesses. There's the priest. One of them is Devitt. One of them has his head broken off. I wonder if that's... No, here's the thing. I'm thinking it's Beechworth, because Beechworth is dead, but so is the priest, so he wouldn't be there. But maybe it's just there was one face that was scratched off, and it wasn't the priest, it wasn't me, and it wasn't Anthony. Somebody else. It's one of the other. It's the fourth witness. Whoever that is. Technically, I kind of remember that you know who it is, but not really so much still. Oh my, this is epic. And I know that word is used too much, but dude. Hello, Jeremiah. I knew you would find us eventually. Welcome to our humble performance.
You were there. You're part of the group.
Don't you remember my name? You don't remember my name, do you? I am Alexander.
What's this all about? What do you want from me?
From you? Nothing, dear Jeremiah. It is you who came here searching for answers. It is the same as when you joined our group. We each came with our own reasons. Do you remember yours? Science, philosophy, or religion? I'm gonna do true religion.
True religion?
No, that was what Father Ernest sought. No, it would be philosophy. He was reading a philosophy book. His curiosity led him to doubt, a doubt that challenged his faith. Once apostate, he was overwhelmed by guilt. I'll just do the others.
True science?
No, that was our friend Anthony's reason. His stubborn determination to discover the unknown was infectious. We followed him blindly, so confident were we in his determination, there was no turning back.
True philosophy?
Indeed, it was our thirst for knowledge that drew us together. No one waits for us out there, dear Jeremiah. There is no one who will care for us when our hour comes. We had been alone until now.
How did I end up in London after being buried in the boarding school?
The bird protects us. It is by his design that we should meet again. But we are not the only ones who take shelter beneath his wings. Okay, so apparently the bird from this other dimension is actually protecting them. But why did it kill Jeremiah? Because the birds ate, not Jeremiah, but Anthony Beechworth. So there's something else. His influence and power is ever expanding, ever reaching. Do you not feel him beckoning?
I only want to wake from this nightmare.
There is no nightmare. It is a show, a performance. The truth we seek lies beyond the curtain. Now we have crossed the point of no return. The lights are on, the stage is set, and soon you shall meet the actors. Welcome.
Oh, that was a shocked expression.
This belongs to you.
I'll take it.
Oh my. Dearest Herr Dr. Wakefield, if you are reading this, and you have followed my instructions to arrive at the agreed-upon address, good. I apologize that I could not accompany you immediately. My own investigations have demanded a certain anticipated degree of attention. I have determined that your patient, Devitt, is in serious trouble. I will contact you with more information post-haste. In the meantime, discretion is of the utmost importance. Your friend, Johann Kaufmann.
Okay, there we go, folks. That is episode 3, The Four Witnesses. By this time, they were getting 1,471 backers. I don't know if you checked the numbers on the last one, but I think on the first one it was only like 100, a little over 100. In the second episode, it was 300. Now we're up to 1,400. So these guys were definitely hitting the nail on the head with this game, and personally, again, one of my favorites. The music is, again, beautiful, and I'm so excited to keep playing this and showing it to you. I'm going to obviously stop the video here because I'm going to do each episode as in their own separate videos. Thank you so much for dropping by and checking out the whole series. If you liked the video, if you liked my voices and everything, drop a like. Tell me what you think. I love hearing feedback. But you all have a great rest of your day, and I will have the next video up as soon as I can. Have a good one!